We made it. So, what we're going to do right now is we're going to talk about the topic of the week. Welcome to Rise Higher, Break Free, and Live Unstoppable. I'm trying something new today, and I am so excited because I didn't know it was this easy. When I tried it before, I was just flabbergasted because I was using new tools for the first time, and that is fear. And what a perfect topic today where we're going to just go into, are you afraid of fear of failure, or is it fear of success? And there are a couple of things that make them different. So I want to be mindful to make sure that, this has been a learning process. This has been a brave process. This has been a I can't believe I'm doing it process. Can't believe it. But it's me doing what I want to explain to my clients and share with my clients, that everyone has those jitters and those feelings and those fears that can hit when they are striving for their goals. So, what I wanted to share, like last week's topic, was about the lonely journey of your personal growth. And that's because when you're in a space and time where you're making dramatic changes in your life, your circle, your how can I put it? Your path, and it's unfamiliar to others, you feel like you got to explain, or you feel like, you got to run back to what you knew. So I just applaud you for doing what works for you. So today I am Mary Hazard Fernandez, every day, 7 days a week. And our topic today is fear of failure versus fear of success. Now, fear of failure is more recognized than fear of success because a lot of people don't believe people are fearful of success. But one of the things I'm most excited about is when you look at TV and you see people who are movie stars and they're doing different roles. They're doing their art, they're doing their craft, and it feels good to them, but it feels as fearful to them as it does feel wondrously um good. It's kind of hard to explain that. When you're driven toward your calling in life, or the thing that brings you joy and happiness, it means stepping out of your comfort zone. So you battle with fear of success and fear of failure, but your perseverance and your determination and your personality make you do what you have to do in spite of the fear. So let's say fear of success is very real and it's a very distinct uh, mental barrier, and fear of failure centers around the worry of not meeting expectations. We want to be good at what we do. We want to please people. We want to please those that we love, and those we serve. But when you get a blind opportunity where you go for an audition like the movie stars, and they just bring their best game and their best courage. I say movie stars because many times people don't realize that that perseverance of the movie star that you've been watching for 50, 20, 10 years, and even into their retirement years, or even into their other careers, they are just like you, except for the fact that they have established a visibility and a journey and a road that they have not wavered from. And we have been entertained, and we have enjoyed them. Now, there's a new segment coming up where there were some very fabulous, talented women. They knew their art, they knew their gifts, and they knew their desire to serve and entertain in the entertainment industry. And I say that because that's more commonly thought of. But the fact of who was selecting them to come be a part of this new production, that won them over right away. So credibility. So we all want to build some sense of credibility. But when people don't know you, you know, your work usually speaks louder to them than those who do know you, because they see through different eyes. They see you as, that carpenter's son down the way. Isn't that him? Okay. So people who fear a failure might avoid challenges or opportunities because they dread embarrassment. Embarrassment, y'all. Have you ever been embarrassed? I have been embarrassed so many times that it just doesn't hit me the same way anymore. And I told a funny story about a slip um at a very important meeting and a breeze, and that's all the hints I'm going to give you. But let me tell you, I have grown so much at that point that I just had to, woo, that was embarrassing and keep it moving because the day wasn't over and I still had work to do. And the witnesses were few, but you know how the mouth runs, it can carry on. Do you know what happened? So, fear of embarrassment. Who are we going to be embarrassed in front of? Um, I mean, embarrassment is like a dreading fear. It's like, oh my God, and I do know, I do relate to it, but I don't stop doing what I'm doing to get that goal. Now, the fear can paralyze your actions and limit your risk taking. Now, I am a risk taker and I don't want to be, I tell my people, even if I am doing this video like this, and if I am doing it live, this is a brave new world for me. I usually can be sitting down at a desk. I use another uh, uh, little camera and all those things, but I'm using new tools and I am stepping out on YouTube. And this stuff is green forever, but you will be able to get this inside of my free community. And you will be able to get more over in an area that I have for my members because this is a slide deck presentation, but I want it to come forth brave and courageous. Fear of success versus fear of failure. Am I on camera? Yes, success. Did I make it at 3:30? Yes. Did I get the camera angled like I wanted to? No. But I'm here. That's victory. Okay. On the other hand, fear of success involves anxiety about the potential consequences. Fear of success makes you have a sense of anxiety about the consequences. Now, you can see right there, do I have an anxiety about fear of the consequences? Not really, because the angle of the camera is everything like I want it to be. The meat and potatoes of what I want to serve is here. So that is me being me, authentically me, taking on a new adventure, taking on a new challenge. And that's going live on YouTube with um, something I learned, y'all. But you cannot learn these great lessons unless you step out your comfort zone. I'll tell you about that lesson later because I really want to share just the thoughts today on week 7, y'all, of Rise Higher, break free, and live unstoppable. The reason I'm doing that is because these are some interesting times, and people look around to the left and the right. And ever since 2020, a lot of people have really changed. Staying alone and in the home and limited environment, that made a dramatic impact on a lot of people. Yet, a lot of people thrived during that time and took on new challenges and are very glad they did when they did. However, now there are a lot of outside stressors and uncertainties that are impacting people's minds, household, finances, bills. Will I be able to this or will I be able to do that? And working together as families and all that stress. How do you thrive in such an environment? Trust, faith, hope, belief, those are the things I stand on. So, fear of success and anxiety are highly related. But these experiences, this fear might worry about the pressure of to maintain high standards after a win. Now, that is pressure because when you serve a client or when you serve people, they do expect you to keep the level of excellence that you showed when you won their business. And I know I just love wrapping my life around my client's goal because there's a start point and there's an end point, and then there's a choice to continue on or not. And therefore, to bring excellence is a passion and a goal. It is the football game of success, in my opinion. Some people may question whether they deserve success or become anxious about the new responsibilities that come with success. Let's tell you, the accompanying expectations Well, as a result, they might unconsciously self sabotage. And I taught a whole segment or series on self sabotage because self sabotage can show up by procrastination or turning down opportunities, even when they are within your reach. Self sabotage. I mean, can you relate to self sabotage? Do you know what we mean by that? Have you ever caught yourself procrastinating to the last minute to the point that you miss deadlines? Did you see my hand? Have you ever thought that you knew what was going on when really you didn't, and then you missed great opportunities? Have you ever done that? Is that fear, self sabotage, or disorganization? Now, let's move on. Remember, we're talking about rise higher, break free, and live unstoppable because you're going to be okay in these uncertain times. We're going to make it. I mean, I believe that this is a weird time, so weird, but a great opportune time because we have got to break through our limited I guess I'd say limitations and maybe even limited beliefs. We got to stand high on this mountain and believe that we can succeed and that we can make it through. And when you rally together with a winning team, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. But let's go on. Fear of failure is more about avoidance. I'm looking at my notes, y'all. It's more about avoidance because of negative outcomes that could occur. Fear of success is about apprehension regarding positive changes that come as a result of achievement. When you start achieving, I mean, it's almost like you know other eyes are on you. In Luke 2:52, where Jesus increased in wisdom, stature, favor with God and with man, man, oh man, that's one of my foundational scriptures I use to stand on because it is about putting your name in there, knowing that that is you. As you are growing in life, you will increase in wisdom if that is your prayer. You will increase in stature, which means more visibility. People will see you, reach out to you. Some of them come with their own expectations of you. But it's up to you to have your boundaries, have your what is it? It's like your parameters of excellence that you want to stay in. And not everyone is for all that you offer. So that's why we have different packages. You know, um w- over on my Facebook section, I have a free group. That group, I have some women that were in there when I first started podcasting and when I first started going live on a camera. In fact, the women that were in one of my first groups that are still in that free group, it is strategies for success for you. In that group, there are women who started their businesses along the journey, and we were, you know, sisters and brothers on the journey. It was just awesome. But in my paid group, what we're doing there is we're going deeper. And in my signature program, Unstoppable, that's customized one on one. It's where everything is about that client and what they need and is one on one. If it's a corporate environment and a corporate company wants to get in the heads and the hearts of their C suite, that's a magnificent honor and a pleasure because you get to pour into their lives and to look into their hearts and see where their needs are or what they want to address or what they want to talk about. But very often in the signature program, it's usually a one on one. So, this fear of increased visibility, jealousy, or resentment from others, or a disruption of established routines. That is a major fear. It is also an unconscious thing that I was not quite aware of for many, many years. Too happy, too jolly, too focused on the joy of the Lord. I had no idea that in inner circles that would be such a prevalent experience. But as you look at the children's movies, as you look at the movies you love, and you look at the storylines, it's in every almost every movie. The close circle, the adversary, the jealous, but the learning curves, they are priceless. So don't be afraid of what could happen. That's where I say boundaries are important, and limitations of what you will do, what you won't do, how much access people have to you. So overcoming fear of success requires developing a healthy attitude toward ambition, understanding that it's possible to thrive under new expectations, and recognize that success is not something to be ashamed of or afraid of, but something to embrace and shape to fit personal values and goals. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I was reading over my notes, and I mean, some thoughts I like to read just from my paper, because when you're excited and when you're doing something and that adrenaline is flowing, and your imagination and your awareness of all the endless possibilities of living out your dream or living out your goal or those things like that. So they can overwhelm you and take you down a road, but work to make sure that when I am sharing in a generic audience where I don't know where everyone is or who everyone is, I'm inspired by you. I'm inspired by what heart will find value in this conversation, in this raw, what is this called? This is a raw YouTube. This is a raw live YouTube. And can I go back and edit and add some notes? Yes. Can I come back and add the slide presentation that goes with this? Yes. But this is me doing what I'm teaching. I am rising higher, visibility. I am open to your input, especially if it's positive. What do you do with negative? Y'all, there's something people do with negative. But I am here growing out of my comfort zone, and to live unstoppable. Oh my goodness. How many lives could you impact with your gifts and your talents? Think about that. That's the driving force to make you overcome fear of success. Fear itself is something we want to overcome, whether it's fear of success or fear of failure. Fear can freeze you. I got a story I want to tell you about this falling thing. It can make you not walk like you walk because you did something so unimaginable, and it scared you, and your brain makes you walk carefully. But carefully is not building strength and solid forward motion. So let's not sabotage ourselves by believing in limitations. Okay? All right, let's go on. So, both fear, both fear of failure, both fear of success, both of those can hold you back in one way or another. They may operate in different directions, and make you stop trying. The other stops you from fully embracing or enjoying what you achieve. So be mindful. Let's identify and understand what is going on, which is fear is at play. A person can take more targeted steps to achieve personal growth when they realize, okay, I really want this. I am not going to do the things that I should not do to block this blessing. So, what are you dreaming of? What's your goal? What's coming up in your life that's got you so excited? Well, I put in my notes, it doesn't matter what age you are, you have a big dream. I see these talented young adults. I see these talented little one actors and speakers and up and coming attorneys and physical therapists, all these wonderful jobs and careers out there. Are you passionate about it? That's the driving force. What are you passionate about, and what gives you the desire to keep going? The one last thing I want to tell you about is we're coming up on the last of the series called Rise Higher, Break Free, and Live Unstoppable. However, I had a conversation with some girlfriends the other day while we were all working. And one of the things we did was we got to laughing and talking about menopause. So both of us were saying something like, I have got to talk about this because I thought XYZ. And I had my story, which actually was menopause. When I thought all this time I had never gone through menopause. But it was so painful and so strange that it was a time in my life when I thought that was just something that came and went. So we're going to do a Menopause in Pajamas, a double Dutch menopause conversations with women, and it's going to be fun. Entry is free. So check me out. Look at my website. Look at my Facebook page, and I'll put it over on LinkedIn too. But we're getting ready to have some fun conversations because the holiday is coming, and I don't want a lot of my um, fellow friends, associates, fans. I don't want you out there alone trying to handle the stress or trying to figure out when do you laugh or when do you exhale. I want you to find your tribe. I want you to connect to the things that give you joy and help you aspire to your dreams and your goals. So, this has been exciting for me. I've done my first ever live YouTube on week 7 of Rise Higher, Break Free, and Live Unstoppable. We're also getting ready to launch the November Knockouts, where we're going to celebrate a lot of businesses, give them visibility so that you can see them and know what they offer. Some of the businesses I have ran across, I need their services, but I never knew what they did. But guess what? I ran into them accidentally through a referral. So November is all about connecting to some of the wonderful people that have self-nominated themselves for a podcast episode, and is also about showcasing them, and the perks that come along with some of the package levels include the Grand Marshal Challenge. So I'm Mary Haswood Fernandez. I am a business and personal development strategist. You see, I can talk fast. I am an executive coach. I've been in business with MHF Enterprises LLC, which has been around since 2002. That parent company launched the podcast. It launched Women of Help and Influence, and it launched a few other smaller projects that we're doing. And they're not small, they are targeted events to help or address the interests of my clients. It has been fun, y'all. Be kind. Do let me know what you thought. If you got any value from the topic week 7 of fear of failure versus fear of success, my website is WOHIBY Mary.com. Love to hear from you. God bless you all.